Kate with the Productive Teacher, and today we're going to play the word maker game with the etch word family. Here's how we play. One-syllable words can have an onset and a rhyme. The onset is the letter or letters that come before the vowel in a word. The rhyme is the vowel and any letters that come after it. Words in a word family all have the same rhyme, but they can have different onsets. We're going to combine onsets and the etch rhyme to make words in the etch word family. As you watch the video, you can listen to me read the words, you can read the words with me, or you can mute the video and read the words by yourself. Let's get started. Fetch. Fetch is not a word. Setch. Setch is not a word. Remember, the letter C makes the S sound before the letter E. Detch. Detch is not a word. Fetch. Fetch is a word. Jetch. Jetch is Jetch. Jetch is not a word. Remember, the letter G makes the J sound before the letter E. Hetch. Hetch is not a word. Jetch. Jetch is not a word. Ketch. Ketch is not a word. Letch. Letch is not a word. Metch. Metch is not a word. Netch. Netch is not a word. Petch. Petch is not a word. Retch. Retch is a word. Setch. Setch is not a word. Tetch. Tetch is not a word. Vetch. Vetch is not a word. Wetch. Wetch is not a word. Yetch. Yetch is not a word. Zetch. Zetch is not a word. Chetch. Chetch is not a word. Fetch. Spelled this way, fetch is not a word. Shetch. Shetch is not a word. Thetch. Thetch is not a word. Quetch. Quetch is not a word. Wetch. Wetch is not a word. Bletch. Bletch is not a word. Bretch. Bretch is not a word. Cletch. Cletch is not a word. Cretch. Cretch is not a word. Dretch. Dretch is not a word. Fletch. Fletch is not a word. Fretch. Fretch is not a word. Gletch. Gletch is not a word. Gretch. Gretch is not a word. Pletch. Pletch is not a word. Pretch. Pretch is not a word. Sletch. Sletch is not a word. Smetch. Smetch is not a word. Spetch. Spetch is not a word. Stetch. Stetch is not a word. Tretch. Tretch is not a word. Scretch. Scretch is not a word. Shretch. Shretch is not a word. Spletch. Spletch is not a word. Squetch. Squetch is not a word. Stretch. Stretch is a word. Thretch. Thretch is not a word. Let's count up all the words we made. Okay, we made 3 words in the etch word family. Great job. I'll see you next time.